discretion is advised. Like, we'll leave it up to you, but you gotta know about this stuff before getting into this whole thing, you know? I mean, straight up, one guy gets his face bitten off by a raccoon, and we show it. Oh man, do we show it.
Watch out! Oh, shoot that fucker! Get out! What?
Hey, he's cool.
And he's Kegs, man. Hey, how are you?
Well, how am I?
Just
Actually, I'm feeling a little philosophical tonight. Actually, philosophical. How am I? Well, I would say I'm one small speck floating in the infinite blackness of time that's having a mild existential moment. Anyway, it ain't bad. It's been snowing out of its ass up here. Great White Northern, almost north. That's for our Canadian brethren up actual north.
I love you.
She's been cold. It's been pretending to be winter. Still not quite there. We're still 23 above. Oh, 22 just dropped. Anyway. And yeah, that's been the gist of her up here in the fucking land of bullshit.
Where you're almost Canadian.
Everyone's wondering where we've been. Everyone's wondering where we've been. Where have we been? What's been going on?
Well, you know,
Life?
No, I was in jail. What happened? It's not even my fault. Like I didn't even know it was a playground.
You were at the parade, weren't you? Were you a suspect?
Bro, what happened is they were profiling me, is what happened. I don't want to get into it, really. I'll let my lawyer but yeah.
At this moment, I would like to invoke the Fifth Amendment of the United States of America.
No, in all seriousness, man. They had the wrong guy.
Never heard that one in the history of catching criminals.
I didn't do it. So,
it's because I'm an Oreo.
You know what the funny thing is?
Anyway.
You know what the funny thing is?
Not Oreos? What?
Not Oreos. What? Anyway. The funniest thing about the whole podcast thing is why are we kind of audio only? Well, that's because hardware fails. Next week we'll be live. And
yeah, someone's been downloading too much Pornhub again.
I don't download it though. It must be virus. It must be the virus because COVID infected my computer. I don't download them. I just watch them.
All right. Well, I mean, things and stuff. We'll be getting our hardware back up to date. No problem. Y'all can deal with one audio one. It's not like you really want to look at our ugly fucking mugs anyway.
What about all our guests?
So beyond that, the what now?
All our guests that are on screen right now. From prior ones.
Well, objectively.
Just focus on
I'm not that great looking of a dude.
Yeah, just focus.
Yeah, it'll buff.
That motherfucker's sexy.
It'll buff. Just sit quietly in like some kind of a meditation pose. Take a load off and listen to the soothing sounds of us scream at each other for the next hour.
I love it, brother. I love it.
Well, perfect. So anyway, with a plug from some of our sponsors.
Well, here's the deal. We've got friends all throughout the game, but really one of our co-hosts, this is the biggest thing. Xanatos, who provides, a lot of our music, he's got his second album dropping called, basically it's X Volume 2. It's supposed to come out in March. It's looking like March 1st. We'll let you know about that. We'll probably have a podcast when it's released. We'll have a release party. How about that, Kegs? It's our and you haven't heard it yet, but our brand new fucking intro. I mean, that's all because Kegs. Or
I'm excited for it. I'm excited. Yeah, no. It ain't because of me. I don't do anything special on this. I'll tout that till the day I die. But no, that is super exciting. I'm super excited for Xanatos. Y'all check his shit out.
Yep.
And before we get started, we do have a recurring guest coming back for this episode. Real quick, before we introduce him, y'all do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit that noti bell for all the new content that will be coming out pretty regularly, we hope, from now on, barring any more technical difficulties, because your boy here don't fucking handle that shit. Moving on.
Hey, honestly, send us a lot of money or computers. That's all we need. No, I'm just kidding about that. But yeah, next week we'll be back up and running.
Starform sponsored computer for the pod, maybe.
Maybe that would be great. I'd have a background like
just
poster.
Fucking, yeah. Just saying. I'll slap stickers. I will make my daily driver a Starform fucking truck wrap if that's what it takes.
Oh,
just saying.
Dope. I didn't even think about that. That'd be dope.
Right? I would do it.
Honestly,
I would do it. Joust, if you're listening, I would do it.
I would seriously.
I'd do it. But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, one last plug.
I'm willing to help him out a little. Okay. I'm just saying. You know, I'd be willing to do it for him. You know, a little bit of money goes a long way. That being said, what's your next plug?
Well, here's the thing. Everybody knows about the tournaments. You know, most people know about the tournaments, and we're talking about the game MetalStorm. So if we talk about MetalStorm, it's a great free to play game, or you can decide to upgrade different ways, and you got to check them out. It's one of the best mobile games, especially air combat kind of thing. But with that being said, Unbound tournaments, right? So the Unbound tournament is active right now. Go check them out. You can do 1v1s, call-outs, challenges. They have a secret Santa. Today they just dropped registration, so you can register for the 2 versus 2 VIP tournament in the Crimson Canyon map. So I wanted to shout out them and yeah, go sign up for some stuff. You got a grudge? Try to call somebody out. Doesn't mean that they're gonna accept it, but that's a good place to
That's right.
Have some fun.
That's right, man. Anytime you got a beef with anyone, 1v1 me, bro, and we'll fucking send it on down the line.
There you go. It's solved that way over and over. But we have somebody patiently waiting. Who's that, buddy?
We do have someone patiently waiting. Like I said, he's a recurring guest. One of our very good longtime friends from the mobile gaming community. We love the man. BreadnCircus. How you been, brother?
What's up, brothers? Just right here hanging out in Southern California. Gloomy afternoon. Rain predicted at midnight. A little windy. We're by the shore, and life is good, man. Can't complain, guys. Good to be back with you guys, for real. Been too long.
Dude, we're so happy.
Dude, yeah. 100%,
Likewise.
Round 2, right, boys? Round 2. Everybody's anxious.
Round 2, man.
But let me ask you something. Straight out the get-go, what do you think about MetalStorm the game?
Man,
get it out of the way.
Yeah, well, first of all, shout out to Joust and the team. I think they're based here in the States, right? West Coast somewhere?
Seattle.
Maybe Northwest?
Seattle.
Okay, so that already amazing. And they're engaged. They listen to feedback. They bring out new stuff all the time. They keep the momentum going. There's like a new stream of brand new players just showing up this week. All signs of a solid product. I mean, I went straight to Grandmaster because I enjoyed the game so much that I just didn't mind the grind, because it was fun. It's still fun. So what do I think about MetalStorm? A brilliant product, and honestly, I don't mind spending money on it when I do, because it reminds me of what Skywarriors was like the first year that I played it. Like, I didn't mind spending a couple $100 here or there because it was exciting, it was stimulating, engaging, but it lost its luster for reasons we don't need to get. Everybody already is familiar with that. So yeah, it's just nice to find a game that's better. Like, we kind of all who came from the other game kind of ranked up in a way.
Well, everybody's kind of curious, dude.
But I will say this. Shout out to Sky Warriors, because I feel like they kind of that game kind of trained all of us to compete right off the gate here in this MetalStorm world.
Yeah.
It was like a big wave of just strong players, and which continues to this day, and it's just beautiful to watch. I'm honored to be part of that
Well, I'll tell you what, man,
fraternity of Sky Warriors that are in this space, you know, trying to make moves, and we're doing it. You know, it's evident. So it's great. It's a great game, great community, great platform, and shout out Joust and the team. You guys are doing an amazing job for real.
yeah, love to Joust, of course, and Starform, and look, MetalStorm in general. But I've had a couple questions already. How the hell did you get to Grandmaster so quick?
So it was interesting at first. We all came from, well, majority of my squad at the time was a handful of players from F-35 and Sky Warriors. I was, myself and Jamie were kind of the first to come over from that side and experiment with the game, and I loved it so much that I saw I didn't love it right off the gate, but because it is, you have to get used to the graphics and the gameplay. It's a little more challenging, so eventually I was like, okay, this is like legit. I think I'm going to pursue this, and I started sharing it on the servers in Sky Warriors. Got a couple of people to come over, and the way that I got to Grandmaster was just grinding daily. Like I would get a plane, and when I had the F5 and the F100, I was clueless about trophies and upgrading. I didn't know Ace tokens, whatever the other one is, Ace currency. I didn't know about hanger levels. There's so much to learn. I didn't even know about the missiles too much. I just wanted to just kill, right? That's it. But as you start to learn those things, you figure out, okay, what I wanted, my strategy is going to be, before I move on to the next plane, I'm going to get this current plane that I have to 650 trophies, if not 700. That way, at end of season, I'm guaranteed a return on investment in the form of Ace tokens, right? You get 50 back for every number of trophies, I think, above 650 that you get, or above 650, how it works. And I just kept doing that for every single plane. As much of a headache it was for like trying to get the Delta Dart to 650 trophies was a nightmare. It sucked. It took days. I took a lot of losses to get there. You know, it wasn't easy at all. The MiG-19, it was hard to get there. The MiG-30, not the MiG-31, the MiG-23, challenging, but the MiG-21, like the older models were tough to get there, but I just did it because I was like, I'm not going to reward my reward is going to be the next plane. So that kind of just kept me motivated to get my plane there. And so I just kept doing that for 4 months, and I did it. Yeah,
So
played
you've
a
been here
lot.
about 4 months?
I think since October, so if that's 4 months.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay,
5 months?
So it's
Around
possible to get there in 4 months. Do you mind if I ask?
But if you grind, yeah.
You ground it out. Yeah, that's was my question. I guess.
Well, listen, I had like winter break off, Thanksgiving break off, and I would just grind. You know, I was like, I want to get Grandmaster and then relax after that. So I had a lot of like time.
Yeah, and that makes sense to me because you know, for people that haven't gone back and listened to the first time we interviewed you, what do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm a high school chemistry teacher.
Okay, so you get summers off.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I get summers off. I get a couple of weeks off in the year. Yeah, that's what I do. For now, I'm going to start my administrative credential program in the fall this year, and it's going to take about a year to complete. And after that, I have the opportunity to apply to like administrative positions because it's kind of been a long 10 years in the classroom. I'm ready to move on.
I was going to say principal.
So what you're saying is we're gonna be hearing from Superintendent BreadnCircus here pretty quick.
You never know, Kegs. You never know, buddy. The sky's the limit. Pun intended.
Pun intended. Nah. Do you have any
it's good to be talking to you guys again, man.
And was there any honest criticisms like that? You know, not
of the game?
Attacks. Yeah.
I can say this, man.
Before, so.
I escaped. Look, I'll be honest with you guys. I escaped Sky Warriors to kind of leave behind a lot of how can I say this, issues, the day-to-day things that sometimes bring down the game community. And I'm not going to go into detail of what that means. I just needed a new beginning. I was tired of the game. I didn't care for T8, tier 8 over there because it was too pricey. I was like, I think it's time. I've done all the wars. I did, I ranked in the US, globally. I was not much more to compete and invest in my perspective. I was ready for a new game. And when MetalStorm came around, it just happened to meet the criteria. It was like, dude, I think this is going to be better than Skywars. And it really has been. But I forgot your question, bro. What was your question?
Well, basically, basically, is there anything that as a player that climbed as fast as you, do you have any, like black market, for example? What did you think about the black market?
Okay, that's a good
sitting
question.
here like Loki, fuck this, bro.
Two things come to mind right away, and I'm not the only one that expressed this. People who came from Skyward, and this is no disrespect to MetalStormer people that only played MetalStorm, but you guys know that in Skywars we were used to putting up. A lot of us were, myself included, would put up. Not recently, not before I left, but back in the day, we were known for putting up big numbers, in wars and stuff, and Sky Cups. So we were already used to the grind. So coming over here from Sky Warriors, like I said, I feel like shout out Sky Warriors because it trained us, not only how to win matches and how to dogfight, but also how to grind. Well, for those of us who were in higher level, squads. So for me, I just had that same mentality. Metalvec used to call it the bro mentality. Like, it was funny because I'd have to not participate in certain wars because I was like, guys, I can't put up 100K, and KSA would say, oh, just put up, just put up 100K, they would say. And I would be like, I can't do that because you can say that all you want, and I put up 100K. But if I hit 100K and I see that there's a need for more, you really think that I'm going to sit back and let that just happen? Like, no. That, and Metal would call that the bro mentality. Like, nah, we're not going to just do that. So it's better if we just decline and remain neutral in F35. That was the consensus, So.
No, I totally understand.
So anyways, bro, that's the black market thing. It was an easy grind for me, but I could see how people who just don't have the time or are not used to that level of grind, yeah, it could be frustrating,
Well, how long was
I
the
mean,
grind for you? That's kind of.
Well, you're gonna laugh at me, because we were flying late night. I was on a good one, and it was like the night before the final day of the black market. I was doing fine. I was like expecting to complete it the next day, but in my thinking in that moment, I was like, I'm just gonna buy it now. So I kind of at the end took the shortcut at the end. I paid like 200 credits, or I don't know what I did, but I ended up buying it a day early, and I regret that because I was like, I could have just done it. But how was the grind?
Like
it was fine for me. Like,
or something. If it was 200 gold.
Yeah, something like that. I just remember buying it early. I just got it was down to like around there, and I just said, I have the credits, I might as well do it. So I just did it.
Well, dude.
So anyway, the black market was fine. I wish they would do more of that. I wish they would do like this. I wish that the Su-22 maybe could be grandfathered and then bring out a new plane. Like they just kind of a featured plane of the month or maybe of the season would be kind of interesting. So that there's at least one black market event per season. But then we go to squad events after that. That'd be kind of a good balance, a good compromise. Because not a lot of people liked the black market. I did. And I would like to see more new planes. So I think that would be a healthy compromise if that happened. Maybe one black market event per season or per every 2 seasons, something like that. Because you can't go back from that. Like now people have experienced it, and I see a lot of people flying their Su-22s and they're enjoying them. I fly mine, and so I don't mind the black market event. It was fine.
Well, did you like the fitter?
It's not like I keep telling people I can't do as what I can do in a fitter that I can do in other planes.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't fit my fighting style. I mean, I used it. I definitely used it. I just got the reverse cannon special ability this morning, and it was cool to use. So it's flashy, it's flashy, and I like it. But again, it doesn't fit my style. But yeah, I fly it. It's
Well,
fun to
here.
fly.
I guess this would be a good follow up question for that. How did you feel about the flight mechanics coming over here, and then pair that with the fact that you have daily missions and certain things that you have to do in all of your planes, and it's not just about the newest and greatest plane that you have?
I love that model. I've learned so much about jets now. Like, I'm knowledgeable about jets. I do research on the jets, because they're all like real world jets, right? It's realistic. Not that the ones in Sky Warriors weren't, but like this game, for example, puts a lot more respect on the F4 Phantom. I got to know that plane, I guess, more intimately, getting that plane to above 650 trophies, because you have to fly a lot of battles with that thing. It's not the best at turning. Everybody knows that. But in doing that, you get to know the mechanics of every jet, what it can do, how to use it properly. And now with the stress turning mod and the upgrade level for my Phantom, for example, I can do things in it that I can't do, even sometimes in a Raptor. So that's really ingenious. I like that they respect the value of each jet. Every jet brings something to the table, so I enjoy that, and it makes it fun to go into the hangar and see, what do I want to fly today? This person in my lobby's at a level 16. What do I have in a level 16?
100%.
Oh, the Eagle's there. I haven't flown that in a minute, and then you fly the Eagle, and you're like, damn, I forgot how strong this Eagle is. Or the Tomcat, same thing with the multi-lock mod. Wow, man, it's so fun. It's just great. It is, and I got the, what is it called, Daredevil maneuvering mod on the on the F-14, and that thing's a bad boy, man. People don't expect that. It's fun. It's really fun. This game is a blast. I'm really glad I made the switch over.
Well, what about, so there's been a whole bunch of people complaining about matchmaking. I mean, there's 100 different things that have been happening recently. What do you think about networking, that kind of stuff? It seems like, I mean, I'm pretty happy as a player, but I'm asking somebody who's the elite players, the people that actually play this, instead of worry about
podcasts.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't want to hear the opinion of us fake gamers.
Fake gamers.
All right, repeat your question one more time. Sorry.
So, do you have any criticism, anything that you wish that might be?
Oh, the matchmaking, I think you said.
Yeah, matchmaking.
The matchmaking is frustrating sometimes. I'll be in the lobby with a level 8 with my squad mates ready to fly, and we have 600-700 trophies each, maybe less. And here comes out of nowhere this person with a maxed out, I don't know, vegan, talking about, let's get it, boys. It's no, bro. First of all, get down on the, levels. Meet us where we're at. Don't do that. That's kind of frustrating, that part. You have to kind of keep an eye on people in your lobby to make sure that one bad apple isn't just trying to throw you guys for a loop. Because if one person's flying a maxed out plane and the rest of us are level 8, you're gonna see Dragon Wolves 1, and nobody wants that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you're properly equipped. So that's been frustrating, but and then having discussions with friends of, no, well, it's the level, it's the trophies, no, it's both, and it's oh, it's neither. It took months for me to really finally figure it out. And I would describe it, the best matchmaking is both upgrade level and trophies. So if I have to choose between the two, because I have a lot of trophies per plane and some of my squad mates are not there yet, I have to choose a plane that has a lower upgrade level, but it still has a high trophy count. But that's still better than going with a maxed out plane with a high trophy count. Does that make sense?
Oh, 100%.
You just have to be smart. You have to analyze. Everyone has to take accountability for their own, part in the lobby. When you're in the lobby, scan everyone, all the other 4 people, and use your best judgment to basically select the plane that best matches the situation. Because if you don't do that, you're putting the whole team at jeopardy. This is a team-based game, which I love. But one of the frustrating parts about playing a team sport, if you will, is you're only as strong as your weakest link. So when that happens, it's just no fun. I mean, we've all probably been there. I know I have, where you have a bad run because it's just you guys aren't getting the levels right or the trophies right, and it's just not as enjoyable.
The only reason I brought that up is because I personally reached out to Joust. Joust wanted me to make sure that people understood this is kind of the priority list in order, right? And he said, look, we are kind of being, I don't know, inundated with some kind of conspiracy theories, but this is the deal. Starform wants you to know priority in order is networking improvements, frame rate, and FPS improvements, matchmaking, and PvP, person versus person, and then bots versus AI. So that's the order. The focus right now from Starform seems to be networking and frame rates, that 1 and 2. And the thing is they think most matches turn out pretty good, but bots are frustrating. They just be clear. They said that it's a promise they aren't using bots to suppress people's win streaks. There are so many conspiracy theories right now because the game is growing, and I guess I want to make sure Kegs was probably with me. Starform, you're doing a great job. Just keep the game as it is.
Yes.
You need something, that's a different story. I mean, that's an investing thing. So, I just wanted to throw that out there that Joust cared enough to say, look, this is our priority list, and we promise we're not. And they're not capable of deleting comments or ratings, by the way. I just want to throw that out there because another conspiracy theory. So, I don't know. Good time for...
Yeah, my respects to those guys, man. They put up with a lot, and they have to hear... And they seem to, address almost everything. So I'm just like, God, does the guy sleep? Is he okay? That's a lot of work, so...
Yeah,
hats off to those guys, man. How can you do that? The
100%.
things that people post sometimes in the MetalStorm Discord I'm just like, really, man, you guys gotta just.
Yeah, and that was the thing that blew my mind was I think it was my first hour in this game. I was sitting there with Stogs and some of the other longtime MetalStorm players. And they were just showing me the ropes a bit and whatnot. We were on the MetalStorm voice chat. And next thing you know, Joust pops in and was like, hey guys, how's it going? Everything cool?
It's great.
And I'm just sitting there like, wait a minute. Was that one of the developers just popping in to say hi? What the fuck is this? What the fuck just happened? And everyone's like, oh yeah, he does that from time to time. And I'm like, dude, you couldn't get an email, oh shit, my whole account's on fire to go through over at Wildlife. You guys, they're like, oh no, it happens sometimes. It's cool. I'm like, no, dude, that's huge. That's incredible.
Yeah, we're not used to that.
No, fuck no. I was floored.
Yeah. Well, they're based here in the U.S., so I mean, that's love right there.
Well,
it's hard to get someone from Brazil to care about what's going on over here, and vice versa.
Too. Yeah. I know this. They're small.
The cultural thing, they don't get us they don't get us like Justin and gets us. We're all Americans here. No disrespect. I'm just saying it culturally. It helps.
100%.
Yeah.
I get that because this is such a small team that's developed this that these guys deserve the world. So
And it's all brought to you courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. I'm gonna go throw out a little bit of love for Toby Keith. God rest his soul. Hopefully he ended up in the fields of Freya, which I can't remember the name of them right now because god damn it, I'm having a brain fart. Well, there's two places you go if you're an honorable man or whatever in Viking lore. It would be Freya has a field, and I can't remember the fucking name of it right now. Or you go to Odin, and then you end up. Yeah, that would be if you go to Odin. Yep, that's if you go to Odin, and I can't remember the name of Freya's field right now. Someone's gonna yell at me.
Elysium? You talking about
No,
Elysium?
I don't think so. Maybe. Could be.
Xanatos is here. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Brad? What you doing, brother?
Hey, I heard you have an album. Hey, I heard you have an album dropping next week or something like that.
On March 1st, yep.
What's the genre?
Awesome.
Mostly, well, electronic stuff. So, like, if you're into trance and dubstep and lo-fi and
Basically,
Wow,
our
man.
intro
also
here is
some,
yeah.
all the music done on this show is mine. So,
I'm in a band with my sister. We're a duo, and we do kind of like experimental EDM as well.
do you?
Let's
Do you, what's your favorite type of EDM? Yeah, what's your favorite kind of? I'll pick the perfect song.
Let me look it up on my little playlist. I have a Sky Warriors playlist. I haven't changed it to MetalStorm playlist. I'm going to keep it Sky Warriors, respect to the old ways.
Yeah, because like I do.
I have like Conroe, Will Sparks, Justice, Good Boys, John Summit right now, Steve Aoki, Auto Erotic. I mean, the list, Dom Dollar. I like just dance. I like grooves, bass lines. I like that heavy, and I use it when I fly. I love it.
Well, to be clear.
But anyway, sorry guys.
Our
We
new
went off
intro.
track.
Well, sorry guys. To be clear, our new intro song is called "Brainstorm," and that's by Xanatos, and that shit's fucking fire. I'm sorry.
You want to? Do you want to rock that one then?
I already have.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
It's already done.
Put it on. All right.
No, I mean,
Cool.
He was. Are we able to play that in
It's our intro, bro. It already happened.
the episode or something?
It already happened.
Yeah, at the
Oh,
beginning,
okay.
I think.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
Anyways,
roger that.
I just
Okay,
wanted
yeah.
to say hi to you, but I didn't realize you were on with us yet.
Well,
Yeah, bro, I'm here.
Yeah. So, Zan, how are you doing, brother?
Just been busy, man. I cranked out 2 songs kind of back to back, and it was weird because like I was really grinding and working on one. I was like, all right, I got to take a break for a minute, and I was like, I'm gonna take a little brain break, kind of relax a little bit. But instead of like getting up and walking away or doing something else, I just started kind of toying with something, and I was like, oh, holy shit, there's another song in my head now. And so I've been cranking these 2 together. One of them was easier to do than the other one. The new trance song that I put out had like 4 or 5 different iterations before I was happy with it.
Fire.
So
Everything
yeah.
that you have, like seriously, I'll listen to as I'm playing in game. So anybody that needs that fucking rush when you're playing, definitely check out Zan's music anyway. But dude, Brainstorm, that's all Xanatos. And again, man, you've always been a friend of us, Kegs. 100%. Like we can't wait. And we're gonna have I think a release party. You're gonna give an official date on March 1st. Is that right now what the date is?
Yeah. March 1st is when the album will come out, and then we've got that weekend because March 1st I believe is a Friday, so you got March 2nd and 3rd that we could be
well, we can do March
jamming
2nd,
the new tunage or something like that.
We can definitely hang out, dude. Because it's your second album. You're already making money. You're a professional musician. And I appreciate you just fucking being my friend, man. Because for real, the podcast is just, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you're a pro.
It's good fun.
Well, not to compare it to Skywars, but I love that we can listen to music while playing MetalStorm. Love.
Yes.
That.
Yes.
That was a big part of my. That was like a big selling point for me.
Wait,
Yeah.
you what?
Absolutely.
You couldn't get music to play while you were playing Sky Warriors?
I couldn't. I don't know if you guys could, but I couldn't do it.
Let's say I could.
I mean, you just turn off the music in the game, and then you can play a CD or something in the background. But I know what he's talking about. It's a lot easier to do stuff in MetalStorm.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Well,
yes, sir.
Well,
congrats on the drop, man.
Well, latency is a big thing, right? How do you guys feel?
Yeah.
MetalStorm handles that. Are their servers good enough right now with latency?
I mean, no. I notice like a fraction of a second pause sometimes when I'm flying. It's noticeable. It's not huge, but I notice it, and it does throw me off a little. It's just frustrating. With every update, I notice there's issues, but that's to be expected. And I'd say I'm 90% satisfied. I do get booted sometimes from a match.
Well, I know for a
like
fact
90%
in general is looking for honest reviews. Well, this is the perfect spot.
Yeah, I'd say I'm 90% satisfied.
Yeah.
overall.
100%.
Well, here, so real quick, for those of us who are technologically inept, would someone just explain to me what the fuck latency is?
It's
So, like, when something
I
occurs,
thought it meant
before you
delay.
hear the sound, there's like a delay in the sound catching up with
There you
what's
go.
happening on your screen.
Oh, so it's like the Japanese dub movies back in the day.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So it's just like that, same effect.
Oh,
Gotcha.
God, I'm picturing it in my head right now.
I know. Fucking Jackie Chan says something. 10 minutes later, the fucking words come across the screen. Got it.
Shout out Jackie
Yes.
Chan, man, legend.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I have
Oh,
certain
yeah.
headsets I can't work with if I'm using, like if I use Bluetooth and I'm, making music and stuff. Certain headsets have a latency issue, and it'll throw off an entire song because you go to press something, but then like the beat or the sound or whatever it is will come off, like off the time because there's a delay in there, and so like where you're hearing it, where you're pushing it, and to you it's going to sound right, but it doesn't come out right because there was a delay in there, and so yeah, you have to be really careful with the headsets that you use. Usually people wear, if they're going to use wireless stuff, I mean, they're really expensive ones. I have like a $300 headset that I use for that. Yeah, I've got here, let me pull them up here because right now they're at work. But I have a headset here at home, which is just more for listening and stuff. But
Brother, I'm
where
so
was
glad
it?
you're here.
I'll tell you the really good set for this.
You have no idea how happy
Yeah,
I am
man.
that you're here.
I must have gotten like lucky as shit when I went, because I use my headset that I use for like just taking work calls and shit like that in the truck and whatnot. I'm on it right now. And I've recorded every single episode we've ever done on this headset as well. So I must have just gotten really lucky at Walmart when I grabbed that $120.
Hey, shout out the brand, bro.
Skull Candy, bro.
Do it. Yeah, shout
Yeah.
Skull Candy, bro.
No, it's the HyperX Cloud Stingers. That's the ones that I use when I'm mixing,
Okay.
Oh, nice.
and they're usually around $300.
Wow.
Yeah.
I use AirPod Pros. Second generation, I think.
Well, shout out
Yeah.
to Skull Candy and Air
Walmart.
Pros.
Mine's what the heck is mine? Mine's Poly V5200.
Nice.
There you go. And then when I'm not doing that, I use the.
Go ahead, Zan. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. I've been looking up to see what they are. Kind of thinking out loud.
Oh no, you're good. Actually, my wife brought up a really cool set of bows. They like clip on like the bottom of your ear almost.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, those look really fucking cool, Yeah. And they're expensive or whatever. And I've never ever in my life thought about buying bows. Not because I don't like them. Bows are I've used a set of bows over ears before that a buddy of mine had because he was trying to get me to get on the Bose bandwagon. I'm like, dude, I love Bose. They're fantastic sound. I loved it in an old vehicle I had or whatever that had a Bose sound system in it, Bose Premium. They're fantastic. Yeah. I just don't want to spend $400 on a set of freaking headphones.
I get you.
But I am really debating getting a set of these ones my old lady showed me, and I cannot remember what version they are, but they clip on the bottom of your ear. They're called an open ear headphone. They literally just clip on the bottom, and there's like a speaker sits there.
Yeah.
It's cool as shit. I'm like, maybe.
Oh, here we go. This is them. So my everyday headset when I'm not recording is the Edifier G30S wireless set. So they're pretty good too.
Edifier.
Who makes it?
Yeah. Edifier. Yep. Edifier and
Edifier.
And then if you got the money, then you want to go with HyperX.
Dude,
600.
Gotcha.
That's a pro tip right there. Seriously.
How much do those go for?
Which ones? The Edifiers or the other ones?
Edifier.
The Edifiers, let me go back and see. Here, let me put it in the Amazon here. Well, no, I mean those. I got the lower end, so they're like 300. But
all right.
Yeah, they. Oops, no, that's speakers. I'm gonna go to the headphones here. Let's see what they.
we have a segment that's
What's up?
perfect for this, and this is called Straight Out of the Tap. Now, what that is a
Yeah,
Right out
I
of the
think
tap.
it'd be a good time to do it.
yeah, it's
Let's
a
do
perfect
it.
question, and what it is it's a hot take. Kegs,
Mm.
do you have the question, or would you like me to
Well,
ask it?
what's up, bud? I missed you.
I said, do you have the question, or would you like me to ask?
I think you said you had a really good one, and I'm curious to hear it. And we can always do one from each of us or whatever too on this episode. So go ahead and start us off, bud. Go ahead and start us off. I want to hear what you got.
Well, I'm curious, and I want the take from. Let's go with our guest, Brad first, then Zan, then you,
Okay.
and then myself, maybe. But
Okay.
it's kind of a controversial question. That's how it should be. So let me ask you guys this: should all vaccines be mandatory?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Brad.
Oh,
Yeah, Brad.
my
How do you feel
goodness.
about
I'm
that?
a scientist. I studied chemistry with an emphasis in biochemistry. Yes, man. And I know I'm going to get shit for that, but I mean, I believe in vaccines. The technology that is used is reliable. The data supports the claims. As a scientist, I have to support that.
Well, let me
Yeah,
preface this.
the short answer.
Let me preface this because I said all vaccines. What about the Pfizer vaccine for COVID? Have you looked into that?
I got vaccinated and boosted. I got Moderna, so I mean, I can only assume Pfizer was just as fine. I did hear something about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine causing heart arrhythmia or something similar too. So just like any product, there's going to be, faulty batches or however it goes. It happens in industry all the time, even in food produce and all the different aspects. But that doesn't make it right. I mean, we got to get better, of course. But yeah, there's always a risk involved with vaccines, food consumption, stepping out the door
Yeah, I was gonna
every
say,
day. I
trying to
mean,
Hellcat.
that's just a fact.
Okay,
That's a
okay,
fact.
okay. And I'm not a liberal person, but what I'm going to say is you're a scientist and you understand that. Zan.
And I'm just not to say I'm not trying to say I'm like I know more. I'm just saying based on my training, when you observe data that supports a claim, I mean that's the logic then follows in the scientific method that you support the claim and you use it. You use it.
Yeah.
It's like
I stand
there's
on the
been
shoulders
scientists
of giants
who
kind of
have
thing.
who have
Yeah.
yeah, and there's been scientists in the past who injected themselves with a virus just to prove that their vaccines worked, and some of them were successful, some were not. That's the risk you take every single time.
100%. Watch the Knickerbocker, by the way, if you can find it. By the way, Zan, what's your take on the vaccine thing? Like,
Yes.
Do you think all people should be vaccinated? Should it be mandatory? Should it be law?
So, all the vaccines that we've had for a long time, yes. I'm kind of still on the fence about the COVID vaccine, and I'll tell you why. Okay, a lot of these other vaccines, especially now, have had all the proper trials and testing, and so I guess where I'm at with this is that they kind of shat that vaccine out really quick. They completely bypassed the entire FDA process for approval on new vaccines and medications. And I'm not okay with that. I'm not comfortable with it. I understand where they feel like they needed to, shit this one out fast, but I don't know. I've seen plenty of things that have given me some pause, with the clotting and stuff going on, and some of the heart issues and things. I mean, overall, the inflammation of the pericardial sac and stuff like that has been a well documented thing with. And I think that was that Johnson one. But just in general, I'm not a big fan of anything that's just a rush job and slapped together. That's not how you do medicine at all. And so I don't really trust that one. I have not gotten that vaccine, but I am fully vaccinated with everything else, like
100%.
all the normal stuff, the hepatitis and things.
Well,
So just kind of a wait and see. Let them figure it out for a while before I go pushing that one.
Well,
on any
you two
patients
are
or anything.
educated in the medical field, so that's why I asked. Kegs, we're not. Me and you are both different.
Yeah, I'm just a goofy country bumpkin. I don't know jack shit about nothing other than my person. And this is like I said, this is just me personally. I'm sure I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this one too. So Brad, I'll jump in the fire with you. However, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I personally believe that my immune system takes care of 99% of shit because I grew up eating dirt like a moron, and grass was also good.
Yeah, it had a flavor.
No, well, you know, some of it did. Just stay away from the dogs area. But no, all seriousness, I firmly believe, you know, obviously vaccines are a good thing, you know, for people with weakened immune systems and pre-existing conditions, you know, that maybe don't have the antibacterial fortitude, if you will. I just I had the vast majority of my vaccines throughout my life, during school and whatnot, when my parents were in charge of my medical care. I remember when the H1N1 thing became a thing, my mom had a little panic attack. I had never gotten a flu vaccine before, and she took me in to get one to find out if I was like my father, who every time he gets a flu vaccine is the only time he ever gets sick. Turned out I was just like my father, and I have not ever had the flu since, and I've never taken another flu vaccine. That's just how my body works, and we're all different. Everyone responds to shit differently. We're all physiologically different, even at a cellular level to a degree, you know.
Mhm.
So to me, what works for one doesn't work for all, and that's where I feel like Zan's point that more testing is required is completely valid and justifiable. And I also feel like the one where, hey, you know, sometimes you just need to take the jump and hope that your body can endure the potential consequences,
Yes.
is also a valid route because maybe you are a more susceptible person.
Yeah, I was
However,
afraid when I got the vaccine, I was scared, but I did it. I was like, it's worth the risk, you know.
right, and to me, with my personal background with my body, 30 years in it thus far, they haven't been able to switch me yet into a younger one. Hoping that comes around in the next couple of years. But no, in all seriousness, with my body, and I was working in a large prison at the time, exposed to all kinds of people every single day,
Oh, wow.
and I chose not to take it. I was for sure CDC confirmed exposed directly 6 times, and I never got sick. And I trust my immune system. I trust the fact that I do take a lot of antioxidant type things. I drink a lot of orange juice. My vitamin C is always really good. Yada yada yada. And I'm just going to go ahead and ride that out. Basically, is my look on it. You know what I mean? If I die because of it, so be it. But that's my choice. It's my body. I'm going to do what I want with it. No one's going to tell me what I can and can't do with it. Is the other flip of the coin. You know what I mean? If someone just says, you know what, I don't trust it, I don't want it, I don't believe anything necessarily in America, because we are the land, supposed to be the land of the free, home of the brave, should be forced upon me. If you try and force something upon me, that's not freedom.
Yes, that's awesome.
So that's my outlook on it. You know, someone's going to call me a fucking hick or whatever for that and blah, 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 un-American this. No, I would say I'm pro-American because I am actually believing that you have the choice to do what you want with your body. Just like, or is it Oregon? Oregon or Washington? Portland, yeah. Fucking drugs are legal, have at it, go OD. Survival of the fittest. You know what I mean? And I don't necessarily agree with it. I still believe that drugs shouldn't be legal. I mean, marijuana I don't feel is a drug personally, just because it does have wonderful medical uses. I know of that firsthand, having dealt with that with both my wife and my grandfather and my mother.
And cool.
But, well, yeah, and you with your slight bit of it helps with your rabies. But and like, I don't know. I look into a lot of. I'm not educated per se. I do have some college, but it was not in any kind of a biochemistry field. to be able to say yay or nay to any of this shit necessarily, but I do like to do my own research, and a lot of the things that pop up with these COVID vaccines, to me, as a general consumer who's just using the research that's out there, it's concerning to me. I don't know.
If I can chime in real quick, I think that
yeah, of course.
I can say, and this is a general statement, I think that we're all one story apart from understanding the decisions that we make in life, not just vaccines, but all decisions made. For example, you just shared your story. Like, yeah, I do my research, I do this and that, and then as you're talking, like for me, I'm like, wow, it's just something came to me that also motivated my decision to act quickly during COVID. Is that I was taking care of my parents, so they were old, and I had to think about them because they were immunocompromised and sick. So it's just like everyone has their reasons for choosing something, So I get it when you say like it's a personal decision. So that's the only thing that I do hesitate on answering that hot take question. Like, make it mandatory. It's hard, Make it available. I'm with that, but make it mandatory. But that's what the question was, and if I had to choose either, mandatory or not, I would have to go with mandatory. But I would prefer it's available for you.
Fucking perfect.
Well, right, and my parents had both decided to go ahead and do it. My father was forced to because he would have lost his job if he didn't, and my mom can't work anymore because of medical reasons, and so he is the only income. So he felt a little forced into it, which is understandable. But at the same time, they had both gotten it, so I felt that I was in an area where I could make a more selfish choice, if you will. That's one way to look at it, and it was, I suppose, to a degree.
I was just sharing that I had my reasons because I had my parents. So I was like, "Fuck, I don't want to get."
Well, absolutely. And the way I looked at it, they already got the vaccine. Right, they had already gotten the vaccine, so I was freed from my parents could possibly get more sick, and they got it, and they both got it anyway, and my mother got it very badly. She almost passed twice.
Yeah, scary, man. It's
so
scary.
Right, well, and that's, would that have happened? Would she have passed if she didn't have the vaccine? You can't make that judgment because there's not enough research to back that up. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's just the way that goes. And I could ramble on about this for another hour based on the things that I have looked up, but I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to our hot take presenter on this particular topic and see what he's got to chime in on with it.
Well,
that's cool.
Like, yeah. I, for once, hope that you guys have more of the narrative than I do, apparently. So let's say this, like, we're splitting this into two different episodes. You guys will never see this, but what I'm saying is, what happens when here's a good question. Games versus real life, right? So this you won't hear. I guess let's go this way. This entire route, right? Between COVID, all this other shit. So part 2. So if this is part 2, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say I have nothing to actually ask, dude. Kegs, I need you because honestly, I'm sorry, bro.
Damn.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna leave this.
How many left-handed pumps did you just take? What the fuck just happened?
So many.
I was on
And
the edge of my seat,
I'm
like,
gonna leave this.
What's
I'm
he gonna
sorry.
ask?
All right, here. You want motivation? You want fucking content?
I love it.
Yeah. Here's the deal. I have no idea what the fuck's going on half the time. I'm just talking to
We can move
Here's
on,
the deal.
bro.
Here's
We
the
can
deal.
move on.
Here, hold on, guys. Here's the stage. I shut the fuck up for one person.
Reeling it in.
Yeah.
Reeling it in.
And said I should shut the fuck up more. Well, I did. I listened to the conversation. I agree with the conversation. Now I have nothing to say. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. Man. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, but that's the thing.
Honestly,
I was accused of fucking being, fucking this and that, and I don't know, dude. There's like 3 people on the planet.
So
that understand
what you're saying? Hold on. Time the fuck out. What you're saying is you used us on that hot take for a psychological study of your own persona.
0. I don't have.
We're just we're just
That's wrong. I have no studies. This is my relief, bro.
I'm teasing. To be fair, I'm teasing. I was kidding. I do not retract my statement because it was there for humor. And anyone that thinks I was picking on him, I absolutely was, because that's how I show affection. And you can shove it up your pee hole. Moving on.
Nice.
It was
Moving on.
It was warm and wet. No, here's the thing.
It was consensual. It was always consensual.
100%.
I said surprise first. You can't. That turned into a shit show, and I love it.
Every time.
All right.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely consensual, 100%. If you showed up, it's consensual. Okay, moving on.
Dude,
Real quick.
Seriously, this whole entire conversation, here's the thing. My dad ended up in the hospital. I never got the poke. I just stayed away from my dad for about a month. It was about 30 days, 22 days or something. But here's the thing, with the vaccines, I 100% agree with testing, before, and that obviously didn't happen. I mean, look at Katy Perry with the there's 100 fucking examples, but I'm just saying, here's the thing. I think science is right to a degree. I think that kind of, I think science in general takes numerology to another level where it comes to statistics. We're all statistics, right? So, if the mass majority, responded differently than individuals, okay, but then the individuals don't count. It bugs me. I'm a pureblood, never been poked, and the reason is I knew about the testing. I actually looked into it, and it cost me somebody I really, really love, and yeah, that's where I'll go there. So yeah, Cool's a bitch.
I think that just to conclude real quick, I think that science is not the enemy. I think that human greed, corruption, right? Those type of things are the enemy.
Oh my God! I could
on that.
Put this man on the pedestal and bow down. I love it.
Because if the CDC is not, for lack of a better word, immune from criticism, right? Because if you look at the Tuskegee experiment way back in the Deep South, back in the I don't know when, I mean, these guys purposefully injected African Americans with syphilis, on purpose, so we've come a long way from that, but there's still, obviously in all things of this world, there are elements of greed, corruption. Everyone has their price. So I get it, I get all the sides, but I think that we should agree that science is not the enemy. It's just the people doing the science. The people doing the science hands off the data to the people who run the country, who then do what they do. And obviously it's not a perfect system, but I just wanted to.
Yep.
I fully agree. I fully agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I fully agree with that statement. I would like to give an option now. We're going to go ahead and shift gears a little bit. We're going to stay on straight out of the tap. But I would like to give the option to either shoot or don't shoot to our guest Bread.
Okay.
Do you have something you want to put forward for our straight out of the tap segment, or do you want to go ahead and pass on that?
What do you mean though? You want to get something off your chest, kind of thing?
No, yeah. You got a hot take you want to throw out there for the consent or for the group to talk about for a minute, or do you want to be like, no, I'm going to go ahead and pass on that?
I do. I'm gonna
All right, shoot. From the hip, what do you got?
Hot take. This is just raw, man. Because I'm raw as fuck. You know what I mean? I just keep it real, and I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I might get criticized for it. I might make mistakes in my life, but one thing I'm always going to do is come correct and tell you what's on my heart. And on my heart right now is I had a tough week this week. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie to all three of you guys. I'm going to say It's been rough. I don't know, man. Something's off. I don't know if it's like seasonal depression or what, but there's things that are happening in my life where it's just like, man, how am I in this funk right now? Like, where did this come from? How can I get out of this? So this week I battled with that. And that's my hot take is, how do you guys battle through a tough week?
Well,
That's my question to y'all.
I'll take that. Just
How do you
simply
do it,
because,
man?
you know, I've been quiet, but honestly,
Okay, that's good.
tragically, is the answer. You sit there and you try to absorb the question, the answer, and everything at once, and at the end of the day, you have who's left. You know, your real friends, right? So
Yeah.
I know one. You know, I mean, I'm surely you know one, but the thing is like I know who will show up. Zan, you know, Cool, and Mr. Kegs. Like, I know that those two people have my back. That's what I'm saying. So
That's a good feeling. That's
yeah,
a great
it's a
feeling.
great feeling. It's super cool, and the fact that, you know, I took vacation um, to go to Kegs' wedding. So for all those people out there that are
Oh, yeah.
talking about shit like, oh, you'll never meet and none of this matters. Well, no, that's you. That has nothing to do with me. That's your outtake. Yeah, the internet can be that way. 100%. It depends on who you are as a person.
What do you make of it?
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
If you actually
I'm
care
not.
about people and spend day to day to day. Kegs, how long have we known each
Yes.
other?
Yeah, I don't know, fucking
Almost a year? 6 months?
a little over now. I think. No, it's been past that. Fuck, we've been doing the podcast for that long.
Yeah. And honestly, we met on
It's
what, a whim. And honestly,
you guys
be
are
there.
still in the honeymoon phase.
It sounds like that. It sounds like that.
You
But
guys are still in
I
the
don't know. I'll
honeymoon
be
phase,
there.
buddies.
Kegs has always been there. That's all.
I'm
I know.
joking. Yeah. That's beautiful, man. That's really important for me. For me, it's my family. I gotta lean on them all the time. But this week it was just like one of those weeks where you go into yourself. You hear those voices of negativity sometimes, you know, that creep up on you, and you have to make a choice. You know, I don't want to listen to that voice. Like, I want to listen to the good voice. You know.
100%. Yeah.
So I was just wondering how you guys dealt.
Well,
I guess
So-
Zan, do you want to take Zan? Do you want to take the next
Sure.
one, or do you want?
Yeah.
Do you want to? All right, go ahead.
So, being a guy that deals with PTSD, which regularly puts you through funks like that,